Crossing an ocean alone for 30 days is not simply a test of physical stamina. It is a profound journey into the unknown, an odyssey that strips life down to its elemental core. The vastness of the sea, the solitude, and the relentless unpredictability of the environment make such a voyage one of the greatest challenges a person can undertake. In the early hours before departure, as the world still sleeps, the solo voyager stands on the edge of land, gazing east toward the horizon. The mind races with anticipation and anxiety, but also with a quiet determination. There is no room for hesitation, because once the journey begins, there is no turning back. The recent years have seen extraordinary individuals push these boundaries. In March 2025, Lithuanian adventurer Arimas Mokas set out alone from San Diego, aiming to become one of the few to row across the Pacific Ocean without assistance. For months, he prepared, refining his vessel, rationing his supplies, and training his mind for the isolation to come. The Pacific is not forgiving. Its moods shift with little warning. Mokas's journey was a testament to resilience, but also a stark reminder of nature's power. When Tropical Cyclone Alfred struck, the sea transformed into a churning cauldron of wind and waves. Forced to activate his emergency beacon, Mokas was eventually rescued by the Royal Australian Navy, some 460 miles from the coast of Australia, a rescue that underscored both the dangers and the drama inherent in such solitary crossings. But why do individuals like Mokas and others undertake these harrowing journeys? The answer lies somewhere between personal ambition and the allure of the unknown. The ocean, with its endless horizons and unfathomable depths, has long called to those seeking to test themselves against nature's greatest expanse. To cross an ocean alone is to embrace his vulnerability, to surrender to forces far greater than oneself, and to discover what lies within when all comforts are stripped away. Each day at sea is a study in contrasts. The mornings often arrive with a gentle rocking, the sun rising over a canvas of deep blue, painting the world in colors that seem to exist nowhere else. There is a serenity in these moments, a sense of peace that can only be experienced when the nearest human is hundreds of miles away. The silence is profound, broken only by the slap of water against the hull or the cry of a distant seabird. Yet with each passing day, the solitude deepens. The rhythms of life become dictated by the necessities of survival. Managing rations, checking navigation, repairing equipment battered by salt and spray. Sleep is snatched in brief intervals, always light and fitful, as the possibility of sudden storms or equipment failure lingers at the edge of consciousness. The ocean is a place of constant motion, and rest is never absolute. Lisa Blair, an Australian sailor, has come to embody the spirit of these solo crossings. In April 2024, she set a new world record by sailing alone, non-stop, and unassisted from Sydney to Auckland in just over 8 days, a remarkable feat in itself, but only a chapter in her ongoing campaign to raise awareness about ocean pollution. For Blair, the journey was not just about personal achievement, it was about drawing attention to the fragile ecosystems through which she sailed. Each mile covered was a testament to both human endurance and the urgent need to protect our oceans from harm. For those on such a voyage, the experience is both intensely personal and deeply humbling. The ocean cares nothing for human ambition. It tests the Voyager with shifting winds, towering waves, and the ever-present threat of mechanical failure. There are days when progress is measured in mere miles, as opposing currents and headwinds slow the journey to a crawl. There are nights when the stars are blotted out by storm clouds, and the world shrinks to the circle of light, cast by a headlamp, the roar of the wind drowning out all thought. Isolation is perhaps the greatest challenge. Humans are social creatures, wired for connection. Alone on the ocean, the absence of conversation, laughter, and even the casual touch of another person becomes a tangible ache. The mind must adapt, finding solace in routine and in the small victories. The successful repair of a torn sail, the sighting of a distant ship, the first glimpse of sunrise after a night of storms. Many solo voyagers speak of the deep introspection that comes with such solitude, a chance to confront fears, regrets, and aspirations in their rawest form. Food and water are constant concerns. Every calorie must be accounted for, every drop rationed. While technology has made it possible to desalinate seawater and carry freeze-dried meals, there is no luxury of abundance. Hunger is ever present, a reminder of the body's limits and the importance of preparation. Still, the simple act of eating, breaking open a carefully stored ration, savoring even the blandest meal, becomes an act of celebration, a reaffirmation of life in the face of adversity. Navigation is both science and art. GPS and satellite technology provide constant updates. But the ocean is a dynamic environment, and course corrections are endless. The winds may shift, pushing the vessel off track. Currents swirl invisibly beneath the surface, subtly altering the path. The Voyager must remain vigilant, constantly adjusting, always aware that a single mistake can mean days lost or, in the worst case, disaster. Equipment failure is a constant threat. Salt water is corrosive, working its way into every seam and circuit. Ropes fray, electronics short out, and even the strongest hull can be battered by relentless waves. Solo voyagers become experts in improvisation, repairing sails with spare fabric, rigging makeshift antennas, and finding creative solutions to problems that would be routine on land but are potentially catastrophic at sea. Weather is the great wild card. Forecasts offer some warning, but the ocean is unpredictable. Storms can rise with little warning, turning calm seas into chaos. Waves tower and break, winds howl, and visibility shrinks to nothing. In such moments, fear is a constant companion. The Voyager must trust in their skills, their vessel, and their preparation, knowing that survival depends on quick thinking and resilience. Oremus Mokas's encounter with tropical cyclone Alfred is a sobering reminder of just how quickly conditions can deteriorate and how slim the margin for error truly is. Yet even in the worst moments, there are flashes of beauty that make the ordeal worthwhile. Dolphins appear alongside the boat, leaping through the waves in playful arcs. Bioluminescent plankton light up the water at night, creating a trail of stars beneath the hull. The sky, free from the glow of city lights, is a riot of constellations. The Milky Way arcing overhead in a display that few ever witness. Communication with the outside world is limited, often reduced to brief satellite messages or emergency beacons. For many, this disconnection is both a challenge and a gift. Freed from the constant distractions of modern life, the mind has space to wander, to reflect, and to dream. The ocean becomes a blank canvas upon which the voyager paints the story of their journey, one day at a time. Mental resilience is as important as physical strength. There are moments of despair when the goal seems impossibly far, when exhaustion and loneliness threaten to overwhelm. In these times, the voyager draws upon reserves of determination and hope. Some find comfort in rituals, a morning cup of tea, a daily log entry, a favorite song played on a battered speaker. Others turn to meditation, prayer, or the simple act of watching the horizon, allowing the mind to quiet and the spirit to renew. The end of the journey is both an arrival and a departure. After 30 days at sea, the first sight of land is almost surreal. The colors seem brighter, the smells more intense. There is a sense of accomplishment, a quiet pride in having faced the ocean and survived. Yet there is also a sense of loss, for the solitude and simplicity of life at sea are replaced by the noise and complexity of the world. Those who have completed solo ocean crossings often speak of a changed perspective. The world seems both larger and smaller. The ocean, once an object of fear, becomes a place of belonging. There is a newfound appreciation for the basics of life. Fresh food, a warm shower, the company of friends. The lessons learned at sea, patience, adaptability, humility, become guideposts for the journey ahead. The stories of Oremus Mokis and Lisa Blair remind us that solo ocean crossings are not just personal achievements, they are acts of exploration that inspire others to dream, to challenge themselves, and to respect the power of the natural world. Mokis's rescue amid a cyclone is a stark reminder that no amount of preparation can guarantee safety, and that the ocean demands respect above all else. Blair's record-breaking voyage, undertaken for both personal challenge and environmental advocacy, shows how such journeys can serve a greater purpose, drawing attention to the urgent need to protect our oceans for future generations. For those who dream of undertaking such a voyage, the preparation begins long before the first wave is crossed. It is a process of physical training, technical mastery, and mental discipline. It requires a willingness to embrace uncertainty, to accept that failure is always a possibility, and to find meaning in the journey itself, not just the destination. Crossing an ocean alone for 30 days is not a feat to be taken lightly. It is a journey that will test every fiber of one's being, demanding courage, ingenuity, and unwavering resolve. Yet for those who complete it, the rewards are profound. The ocean, in all its vastness and mystery, becomes both adversary and teacher, shaping those who dare to cross it into storytellers, advocates, and explorers. As the world continues to change, and as technology brings new possibilities, the allure of the solo ocean crossing endures. It remains a symbol of human curiosity, resilience, and the eternal quest to explore what lies beyond the horizon. Each voyage adds a new chapter to an ancient story, one that speaks to our deepest fears and our highest hopes. In the end, to cross an ocean alone is to discover not just the world, but oneself. It is to be humbled by the power of nature, to be strengthened by adversity, and to return with a sense of wonder that lingers long after the journey is complete. And as long as there are those who seek adventure, The call of the open sea will never be silenced.